Okay guys, so all set.
Rajvi will be there. She'll, let you know when to go into the train.
Hmm.
You can just go there and line.
Okay. So let's set this up. I think we have the right mode here. Go to track, ABS. Okay, let it be on road. MTC, you can turn off. Launch control is not needed. Quick shifter is on. Okay. Okay, off we go. Get this. Just slightly taller. Second gear. When compared to the first gen model, the initial feeling revs cleanly. So absolute peace. Oh. More power, more love for the beast. Downshifts cleanly into the parabola, carry more speed and hit the straight. That's the key here. Full throttle now. Much more compact, dare I say that. The taller ground clearance really helps you. Oh, what a beast! I love the console on this one. Incredibly awesome. Into the parabola, fourth gear, and let's get out of it blasting as much as we can. Full throttle pin to the max, cut behind the windscreen, hit the rev limiter, stop shift. That was incredible. Yes, perfect. అద్దరు కొట్టారు నాయన, అద్దరు కొట్టారు, బద్దలు కొట్టారు, బాక్సులు బద్దలు కొట్టారు. Okay guys, so now that we've seen the top speed run of the Duke 390, now here is my clear to the point no nonsense review, one point after the other. Let's talk about the engine first. Now the engine, many of them kept referring to the Triumph Speed 400, that वही engine इसमें डाल देंगे, this that kind of talk, but trust me, this is completely a beastly sporty tuned engine. That is more pure bliss kind of an engine. That is more like a Celine Dion melody. This is more like Guns N' Roses heavy metal rock anthem. So that is what the Duke 390 always has been: high octane guitar riffs and powerful percussion, and it's on a different league altogether in terms of intensity, in terms of adrenaline rush, and in terms of pure mayhem and pure carnage. Yes, this can be ridden by carnage. That's how wild this bike is. Now the new power figures, 46 PS, 39 Newton meters, do they make a world of difference in the power delivery? Well, this reminds you of the first gen Duke, which was an absolute missile in every sense, completely brutal beast, an absolute hooligan. So this one kind of resembles the first gen Duke. The second gen was slightly toned down for the rookies, but then the hooligan is back, what you can say. The initial is there right of the mark, but it is not as intense as the first gen Duke because of the emission norms maybe. But 5000 RPM onwards is where the missile launches and takes you to a different dimension of speed altogether. You better hold on for anything and everything that you can get your hands on. So that's how wild it is. You will fall in love with it. I mean, I've seen the expressions of senior auto journos and fellow auto journos who've ridden it, and they were, I mean, absolutely, head over heels in love with this. And of course, fellow influencers as well, they loved it. There was no one who didn't like it. Everyone was trying to find fault with this one, but this one is made so well that you can hardly find anything wrong with it. Yes, design is purely subjective. Some people are liking it, some people are not. But I'll tell you, in the flesh, when you look at it in the flesh, especially the blue color, looks like a proper beast. I mean, it looks like a 900cc bike. It doesn't look like a 400cc bike. It looks like twice the capacity, almost like a 800 or 900cc beast. That's how muscular and cutting edge design, brutal kind of a radical design that they have come up with. Now talking about the refinement, well, again I tell you, it is refined at the top end. The more you rev it, the more refined it feels. But in the lower revs, it is more not meant to be ridden in the lower revs. It is meant to be pushed to the red line in every gear. That's how the gear ratios are matched as well. They are not short. They are well matched now. Even the first three gears, you can pull the second gear, you can pull the third gear, and that's how you start enjoying the bike more and more in the low to mid range. And post the mid range is where the launch happens. I mean, explosive power awaits you. Then it goes completely berserk and goes crazy, like what happens to the Joker in the climax scene. That's what happens to this bike post 5000 RPM. So anyway, then talks about the suspension. The front forks, I didn't meddle around with it. To be honest, it's not necessary, but they've gone ahead and given that for those finicky folks who said, oh, I want to fiddle around with the front forks and all those things. Maybe the pro racers can, and they can get it the proper setting the way they want it. But for people who want to just enjoy, have a good ride or good fun with the motorcycle, you can leave it at the factory setting. It's like a perfect blend. And even Bullu kind of rode it on the streets and said, Bhai, this rides really well. I mean, I was expecting a stiffer setup, but this one like glides over the potholes, so it is usable in the city, is what he said. And yes, I rode it on the city through the city streets as well. Yeah, that is usable kind of suspension, and at the same time the top of the class WP Apex USD forks with adjustment and I mean compression and rebound damping adjustment up front. And at the back preload adjustability as well. So that was about the suspension. Now the brakes. The brakes are right on the money. They better be, because this one is an absolute hooligan, and I keep saying that because this one is like a relentless force waiting to be unleashed. So to keep a check on that, you need the brakes to be right on point, and these are there to save you to watch your back. Then you have ABS and traction control. Well, they do their job judiciously. At the end of it all, the quick shifter works fine now, better than the second gen Duke, which was introduced with the quick shifter, better than the Adventure 390 Duke quick shifter. This one is fine tuned better, you can say that. Quick shifter plus, both the upshift as well as the downshift are working fine without any glitches. And then of course the comfort. Now the ergonomics are not very comfortable like that of an ADV bike. It is not very upright. You always had that forward biased, slightly forward biased seating posture with rear set foot pegs, but believe me, this is a good riding posture and you will not feel fatigued at the end of it all. You have slipper clutch watching your back, feather light clutch pull, then you have ride by wire without any latency in throttle response. So all the gizmos and gadgets have been added to make it an absolute firecracker of a deal. 3.10 lakhs, man, it's a steal deal for this kind of equipment and this kind of beast. It's a new age beast, you can call it, is here to kind of set new standard and set the bar really high for others to match. So that is about the Duke 390, and it is refined in the higher revs. It is not so refined if you want to take it slow and steady, but then it is meant to be ridden in a particular way. So just like Eminem, you can't ask Eminem to sing a power ballad. He's going to go really all out with his rap god kind of stuff. So that's what this bike is. You can't ask it to go sweet and mellow. This wants to be pushed to its limits. This needs to be pushed really hard to actually get the best out of it. So that's what the Duke 390 is for you. So that's pretty much it. This sums up my first ride review. If you like what you see and want to see more pure genuine automobile content, stay tuned. And a big ride is coming up, K2K, and we are riding from here to MotoGP, and there is a surprise that awaits you if everything goes as planned. Man, this is a big ride, and without your encouragement, without your support, I can't do it. So first time I'm asking you wholeheartedly, please wait for every video. Every view counts and every thumbs up counts, especially in this endurance run. We're going to ride more than 10,000 kilometers from Hyderabad to Pune to Delhi to Kashmir, and from Kashmir all the way down to Kanyakumari and back to Hyderabad. There's no trucking happening. There's no way we are putting the bikes in the truck, because we are doing it for ourselves. We're not doing it for some kind of show off and anything. I've lost my mom and dad. I just need some quiet time, and I think I have my best friend accompanying me. So we're going to enjoy, have some good time together, and I want you guys to hop on. You are my brothers out there, so cheer me, help me, give me the energy that I need, because this is a proper endurance ride, and without your support it's not possible. So see you guys as the big ride starts, and this concludes my review of the Duke 390. Catch you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for the big ride that's coming up.